And hello, everybody. It's me, Billy Altum. Can you believe we have survived another week of conference? Hot dog. Oh, man, it's been a great week. A lot of great workshops. Man, and it wouldn't be possible without all of you. So thank you all so much again. All of our sponsors, man, Centene Anthem, Ability 360, Arcel. Oh gosh, I'll forget somebody, but you're all so valuable to us, and we really appreciate your support. In closing today, we like to always honor folks who've done a tremendous job over the year, and we have a couple of awards that we do. The first award that we want to do today is our Earl Walden Award, because in the early days of April, Earl was a great friend and supporter of our new organization. And as a colleague, he worked at Independent Living Research and Utilization, ILRU. Many of you are familiar with us. And Earl had a heart as big as Texas and a gift for finding resources. And that's what we loved about Earl, was helping us find resources to become a standing organization and grow into who we are. He took April under his wing when we did an advocate on our side. And it is our honor to announce this year's Earl Walden Award winner is going to be Katherine Moore. Now, Katherine Moore, if you join me, there you are. Hello, Katherine. Katherine is the Executive Director of Disability Resource Center in Knoxville, Tennessee, as well as the Disability Resource Center in Hazard, Kentucky. Katherine is not only a dynamic and caring person, she is also truly concerned about helping individuals with disabilities to achieve their highest goals related to independent living. Katherine is passionate about the IL movement and has developed a curriculum called Live Out Loud Academy, LOL, for students with disabilities transitioning to life after high school. The program has had much success, not only in Tennessee, but also in Kentucky. It is being taught by DRC staff in Kentucky schools to help educate and inspire students with regard to the independent living philosophy. These classes help them move forward with developing short and long-term goals while providing skills training and resources that will help the students achieve. They are encouraged to journey through a self-decision-making process while being equipped with the tools they need to navigate their own independence. Absolutely outstanding. Thank you, Katherine. And now I present to you, Katherine Moore.
Thank you very much. I'm very humbled and still shocked that I received this award. And I just have the words to tell
send James the link?
How much this means to me. Thank you so very much. And I want to thank April for the wonderful work they do. I have been to several in-person conferences, and my favorite part is when I go over to the youth workshops. And I have been so encouraged and excited about the wonderful passion that our young people have in the disability community all over the nation for our IL philosophy. It's just awesome. So thank you so much for what you do. And thank you so much for this award. I'm so humbled. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are welcome. And thank you for all the tremendous work that you do too. I'm thrilled for you.
Thank you.
Our next award will go to the Linda Gonzalez Award winner. I know many of you, I don't really have to say a lot about this, but Linda Gonzalez was the first executive director of April for 20 years, and then was a visionary, and truly was a visionary when it came to including youth with disabilities as leaders in the rural disability rights and independent living movement, more specifically, the April movement. We are proud to announce this year's Linda Gonzalez Award for Outstanding Rural Youth, and it is Shika Desai. Now, Shika serves on the board for the National Federation for the Blind of Georgia and won the state NFB scholarship in 2013. She has completed multiple internships, including the American Association for People with Disabilities, AAPD, the Center for Leadership in Disability, the NFB, the Atlanta Regional Commission, and Disability Link. In April of 2020, Sheikah was hired by Disability Link, a center for independent living in Tucker, Georgia, as a member of the COVID-19 team and independent care waiver program team. In May of 2021, she got promoted to the COVID-19 supervisor. In that same month, she received the quarter award for the working hard. Now, Sheikah is currently serving as the president of the Youth Steering Committee for the Association of Programs for Rural Independent Living. And this year they planned the week-long conference. So I hope everyone enjoyed that. Sheikah is a model for youth, advocate for all, and leads with first learning how to follow. She believes in IL, lives IL, follows IL, and most of all, she is an leader in IL. So congratulations, Sheikah. Thank you for all your hard work and advocacy. And I turn the floor over to you.
Okay, Sheikah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate everyone's support. I'd like to thank Disability Link and Kim and all the staff and my parents and my sister and cousins and anyone else that I shared the link with. So thank you, everybody. And I appreciate the support and the encouragement. So thank you so much. And I got an award. Yeah, I got an award and some cupcakes, and it was a fun day today.
Woo. Fantastic. Thank you, Sheikah. All righty, as we move through our program, what I want to do now is recognize and honor our board members who are no longer on the board with us. And I'm going to start off. Let's see, we have Brittany Zazueta from the Dale McIntosh Center, who's termed off. Scott Burlingame and Melva Heinrich with Link have termed off. So what I wanted to do is give those folks an opportunity to address you. And first of all, I'm going to see if Mr. Scott Burlingame is there, as he is terming off as our board chair. And Scott.
Hi, everybody. So I just want to say a couple quick words here, and I'll try to be brief. First off, just, thank you so much to everybody. That all systems change that we do, all the change that we do is all built around relationships, and the amount of relationships that I've built over time between the staff of April, who are all wonderful people, and I'm going to miss the board of April, who I've enjoyed working with, and all the ones that have came in, and each of the people that I've met at conferences. You've all impacted my life tremendously, and I'm eternally grateful for all of you. And I look forward to, as I graduate from this phase of my life, to seeing you all down the road. So thank you all so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. Did you receive anything in the mail by chance?
I did indeed receive a couple things in the mail, and thank you all so much for them. They're fantastic things. And I'll just show you this quick. And I'm putting on right now, to audio describe, a top hat. I've always wanted a top hat, and I actually have one now, thanks to our friends at April. And I'm tipping my top hat to all of you as I sign off.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. Perfect. And next, I would like to ask, I believe Melva Heinrich is with us to say a couple of words.
Thank you, Billy. I appreciate it. I just want to thank the current board and staff of April for their kindness and their friendship over the past 6 years. Also for the grace and compassion that has been given to all of us when times are tough and we're not performing at 100%. I started with April as a member of the Transportation Committee several years before joining the board of directors. Because of this involvement, many people people in this national committee, we were able to bring the needs of rural transportation to the attention of our national leaders in Washington when Billy testified to Congress about how small rural communities were making a difference for people with disabilities in rural America. And after that, I knew I wanted to become more involved with April so I could continue the work of making a difference at the national level. And during my time on the board, I've been blessed with working and learning from some of the best and most dedicated people in the IL movement. Some of these relationships become second families, and I can't say how much they will be missed. I will treasure the memories of working late into the night, putting together conference packets with fellow committee members, and then listening to Billy sing along into the night. Other great memories revolve around youth projects, which led to young leaders accompanying us to conferences and then watching the excitement build throughout the whole conference. April's dedication to involving youth grows every year, and I'm proud that the Sills and the Silk from Idaho continue to support youth involvement at home and with April. And I encourage anyone who wants to make changes at the national level to get involved with a committee and start your journey with April. I'll miss the friends I've made along the way, but I will continue to work for changes in my home state of Idaho. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melva. I appreciate those kind words. We're going to miss you as well. You're a tremendous transportation advocate, and don't be surprised if I call you every now and then for advice, because I can't let folks with your knowledge just slip away from me. And I was looking here, do we still have time? Is Brittany by any chance wanting to say anything at all?
No.
She's at home with a sick baby.
The
so-
sick baby. Well, I send her, and I'm sure on behalf of all of us, we send that baby some get well soon wishes. So what I want to do now is, since we had those kind of folks as they were leaving, let me talk about some folks who are coming in. Scott, thank you so much for your time served as president. And I want to introduce and welcome into the fold our new board president, and that is Kimberly Tissot. I'm absolutely thrilled to have Kimberly as our new board chair, president, whichever moniker we're going by. We also have Sidna Madden as our treasurer. Some of the new ones that directed in that were just on the ballot: Scott Birkenbuell, Mel Sfelton, Diane Flesser, Arias Franklin, and we have a couple of new people on the board now: Stancil Tootle and Erman Perotti. So looking forward to working with all of these folks. So now that we're moving right on through this program, as Melva was talking about a minute, and also Katherine, anytime you're a part of April, you just can't help but be impressed by the youth. And me in particular, I'm the guy who stopped having birthdays a long time ago. So it is indeed a pleasure for me to watch all of these young men and women as they make their way up through. Oh, I just lost one. Oh, thank you. And I am so sorry, Shaylin Gonzalez. You're on the youth seat. Woohoo! Thank you. My bad. But the youth are what makes April. And it's what makes the entire country when you really think about it. Almost all civil rights actions were led by young people. So I am thrilled with the new group of youth that we have. But what I want to do is allow the youth to have some of the final word. And I think I'm going to have to ask for some assistance because I can't read what I've wrote down. I have Andy from Utah and Grace from South Carolina, who is going first, and also Ari.
All right, Andy, go ahead.
Go, Andy.
Thank you, Billy. This week has been a great opportunity for me to learn more, so I can take the stuff I learned and help my friends from Utah in our community learn and act on more things. We're going to try and make cover bus stops, have people get on to figure out how we can get those covers over bus stops, as it rains and snows down here. It's hard. So thank you.
Great job, Andy.
Thank you, Andy. Grace.
All right, Grace, you're good to go.
Hello,
can everyone see me and hear me okay?
We can see you. You're just sideways.
Yep.
But you're good. If you want to still go.
All right. This is my first April conference. I've really enjoyed it. I'd say what I've most enjoyed about it is just getting to meet everyone. Where I live, there is no paratransit or buses or anything like that. So I pretty much don't get to leave my apartment except to go to doctor's appointments, especially with COVID. And it's been really isolating, and it's been great to meet other youth with disabilities and have discussions about the things that I'm passionate about within the IL movement. And so I've had a really great time. So thank y'all for having me.
Oh,
Great job, Grace. Thank you. All right, Masha, would you like to go?
Hold on. Sarah, I need sharing capabilities for my video. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I have had the great pleasure of getting to be your media and outreach coordinator for the second year in a row. And I just have to say, I am so impressed by the youth that are coming up this year, and I have learned so much from each one of you. It's just been a great experience for me to get to kind of be in that leadership role and get to learn different things. We had a couple of really great workshops this year about crushing ableism with some great youth panelists. And then we've had another workshop by Rebecca Williams about, the transition to growing up and moving out. That was absolutely amazing to listen to. And it's just been a really great year. I can't wait to see what the future will hold for youth, because it's very, very strong this year. So I'm excited, and thank you so much to the youth and the April board for allowing me to have this opportunity once again.
And just flying by the seat of our pants, Noah, do
Yes.
you want to unmute, Noah, and share about your experience this week?
Sure. Thank you. I will say that this year was hectic. I'm the vice chair for the YSC this year. And I will say this, even though we had a 3-man team, I'm glad that we were able to get everything together. And I'm honestly really impressed with my team and everyone here. And I'm really glad that everyone came out to support the conference this year again. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me.
Awesome job. And the youth steering committee will keep doing their work. So if any of the youth out there are interested, they're going to be needing new faces. All right, Billy, back to you.
all righty. Thank you. I think, man, this is totally unusual that we are on time. Okie dokie. I think we're at the end. So what I'm going to do now, unless any of my colleagues there has anything to say last minute, as before we end out our show, we're going to turn it over to Alyssa, who is our jack of all trades around the office, much like all of us, to send us on our way and give us some words of wisdom to live by. Alyssa, are you ready? Where are you?
I am ready.
Oh,
Thank
there you
you.
are. Let me turn the floor over to you. And here you go. Let me get my mug out of your way too, so folks can see where you are. All righty, there you go.
Thanks. Hey, I am Alyssa Ellis. I'm the Director of Operations and Conference Coordinator for April. I use she, her pronouns. And kudos for yet another successful April conference. I love it when a plan comes together. I would like to start by saying thank you. Thank you for supporting April. Thank you You guys are the reason we do this, and we couldn't do it without you. And thank you to all of those who are still wearing a mask and those socially distancing and working remotely. Thank you to everyone still following the mitigation actions every day to keep our fellow humans safe. And to those who were able to receive the vaccine and have done so, thank you. I want to acknowledge all of us who put in the work to save humanity. Thanks to all of you. We have made all the difference. Our sacrifices played a direct role in saving lives, and we need to acknowledge that. The universe recognizes how much trauma we've endured over the last nearly 2 years. And the universe recognizes our contribution to saving lives. That is a very big deal, because let's face it, who knows where the COVID numbers would be without the sacrifices that we have made and continue to make. COVID has touched every single one of us in some way. Our lives have been forever changed. Many of us have lost loved ones or know someone who has. Our world has been flipped upside down. We've likely seen friends, neighbors, coworkers, maybe even family members who've become the worst version of themselves, but we remain undeterred. We are steadfast in our resolve to protect and save lives. And that, my friends, is IL. That's what IL means to me. Doing the right thing for the collective we. Looking out for our fellow brothers and sisters. Caring about each other, protecting each other, showing each other grace, and sacrificing for the greater good. I acknowledge and appreciate the sacrifices made by every single one of you. We've built some really powerful generational karma. We have shown people around us how it should be done, this whole humanity thing. We've impacted this traumatic experience in immeasurable positive ways. Since I'm usually busy sitting behind the registration table at the conference or zipping around the hotel putting fires out behind the scenes, most of you probably don't know this about me, but I'm very walk barefoot in the forest with your favorite crystals tucked safely in a beaded medicine bag necklace while you talk to the trees and the animals within it. If I wake up more than 2 days in a row on the wrong side of the bed, I check the planetary alignments and usually shout, "Damn it, Mercury retrograde." I'm like a small child when I see butterflies fluttering through my yard. I always wish them a safe journey. I talk to the moon and the stars. I make moon water and charge my crystals. I smudge my house on a regular, and I surround people with the white light of protection when I see them struggling or hurting. This has always come very naturally to me. I'm also a proud Scorpio. Shout out to Scorpio season, which begins tomorrow. Anyway, the last 2 years have only strengthened that bond within me because we are part of the collective. Every action and reaction has an effect on the collective. We must never stay silent in the face of injustice or abuse or bad behavior, because that trickles down to the collective as well. When we lift each other up, when we hope quietly to ourselves or loudly to others, that hope lifts and empowers the collective. Our love and light travel outward and permeates the darkness. I promise you this. If you consciously send love and light out to those around you, when you hold space for people who are struggling, you will likely receive instant validation. You just have to pay attention. Signs and synchronicities are everywhere. It takes mere seconds to consider the impact your next action will have in any given situation. So choose in that moment to respond with love and light. Put ego aside. This practice is as much for you as it is for others. We must first love ourselves. Show ourselves grace. When you send love and light out, it always comes back tenfold. So change the dynamics because the collective desperately needs more love. In a world where screaming hateful rhetoric and misinformation from the nearest bully pulpit has been normalized, we must focus our light into that darkness like a laser beam. Kindness changes everything. Even the most callous of hearts tends to be caught off guard by overt kindness, especially when they least expect it. So do the unexpected, knock those mean people off kilter. You never know what kind of an impact you can have on someone, positive and negative, so act accordingly. I've gone back and forth about this next part to share a personal story of my own, which, unlike the above mentioned peek into who I am, does not come naturally to me. I'm quite a private person. Truth be told, I'm still not totally comfortable with it, but I guess that's the point. Pushing your own boundaries, going outside your comfort zone in search of growth. So this is me leaning in to my vulnerabilities. This is an example of how we never know what kind of impact we have on others. As I was gearing up to head to our conference in Grand Rapids, way back in 2019, which seems like an eternity ago, I stopped at my local Walmart gas station to grab a few packs of cigarettes for my trip. As I made my purchase and turned to leave, an elderly man who had to be every bit of 6'5" and wearing overalls in the South, go figure, said to me, "Young lady, you really need to give those things up. They're so bad for you." I replied to him sheepishly, but sincerely, "I know it, I'm trying." And he said in a stern but caring voice that took me by surprise, "Nope, you just need to walk away. You just have to do it, and you can." I went on about my way, but his words stuck with me. Little did I know my world was about to be flipped on its head in more ways than one. As I left Grand Rapids after yet another successful April conference, I was feeling quite unwell. I knew something was off. So when I got back home, I made an appointment with my OBGYN. On January 28th of 2020, I was diagnosed with a medical term I can't even really pronounce, but it was cancer of the uterine lining, which is 98% eradicative with a total hysterectomy if caught early, and mine was. So always pay attention to what your body tells you. Lots of folks have let cancer screenings go by the wayside during COVID. So I encourage all of you to get those screenings done just as soon as you feel safe venturing out there. Anyway, to add to the fear factor of a cancer diagnosis in general, COVID hit and my emergency surgery was scheduled and then rescheduled and rescheduled again several times due to the climbing COVID numbers. It was all very scary and unnerving. I ultimately had my surgery in late May of 2020. I faced that surgery by myself due to the COVID protocols. I'm not gonna lie, I felt very alone and uneasy until the doctor who was assisting my surgeon entered the room just before they were gonna take me back to the surgery. He had on a Pittsburgh Steelers surgical cap, and that was all I needed to see. This was no coincidence. I'm a lifelong diehard Steeler fan. Seriously, my license plate on my car is Steeler fan 1, okay? So I knew this was a sign meant just for me. I felt an instant calm. Tony, wonderful, beautiful, Steeler-loving Dr. Tony had been placed there just for me. I also quit smoking on February 9th of 2020. And that stranger's words have never left me. I think of him still today. I credit him for planting the seed that grew into a profound life change. Yes, there was the totally cliche act of a cancer diagnosis shoving me into a life change that was long overdue. But that elderly man crossing my path was no accident. He was there to plant that seed. So whenever you feel the inclination to speak up or act, trust that inclination. That is the connectedness I speak of. That's our divine, instinctive oneness, tapping you on the shoulder, urging you to make a connection. I wish I knew who that wonderful man was so I could tell him how much his words impacted me. Long story short, The cancer was removed with the hysterectomy and I'm totally cancer free. And I'm proud to say still cigarette free. That was my COVID silver lining, if there is one. In hindsight, it all makes sense to me now, the way it all unfolded. So as we close out 2021 and move into a new year, I encourage you to lean into the universe, tap into our oneness, our collectiveness. It's all around us. We just have to slow down and pay attention. Find a beautiful crystal or buy that bauble you've had your eye on. Experiment with chakras or meditation. Feed your neighbor. Turn your music up loud and dance in the kitchen. Hang a hummingbird feeder. Start recycling if you don't already. Plant a garden. I sprouted an avocado pit this summer because apparently they're beautiful trees. I'll let you know how that's going once it's grown up enough to show off, but so far so good. Walk barefoot outside. Ground yourself to the earth. That's how we level up. March, protest, donate to a good cause. Whatever tool you feel comfortable using, social justice is always worth fighting for, and we need it now more than ever. Make sure you're registered to vote and that you exercise that right in every single election, from presidential down to your local school board. Our voices do make a difference, and we can move mountains when we use that voice. Because together we are so strong, capable of remarkable things. So let's embrace that oneness, steer the country out of this darkness and toward harmony. Right the ship. Whatever you do, just pay it forward. Find your voice and use it. Empower others. Be your authentic selves. You are all welcome here in the April family. There is an undeniable, albeit painful, realignment happening right now in the universe. So step into your power. For some of you, this keynote may have been an eye roll moment. That's okay. But for most of you, I'm betting that what I'm saying resonates with you. You feel it, so lean in. I'm very optimistic about the future, but we must take an active role in what that future looks like. We must contribute to a more fair and equitable society. We must put in the work, be a voice for the voiceless. Maybe next year we can showcase some of the ways we put these ideas into action. That might be pretty cool. So let's keep in touch on that. Share your thoughts with me, share your stories. I'm here to listen. I want to participate in your leveling up. I'm here to cheer you on. I will close with this request. If you are still unvaccinated, but medically able to do so, please do consider doing that. If you're on the fence, unsure, have questions, call the April office. We have resources we can refer you to, such as the dial line, and can likely answer many of your questions about the vaccine. But we also have an ear that you can bend if you just want to talk your way through it with someone who cares about you. You are family here at April, and we will always hold space for you. Thank you for listening. Have a fabulous rest of your year. Happy holidays soon. Sending my love and light to each of you.
Fantastic. Thank you, E. And we are a brother's keeper. So very, very, very good words to live by. As I always say, treat people the way you want to be treated and live each day like it's the day that they'll remember you. So awesome. E, thank you again so much for that. Mary, Sierra, anything that either of you would like to add?
Just don't forget to fill out the survey that Mary just dropped you the link. Go ahead, Mary.
Took it out of my mouth. Fill out the evaluation. And just to follow up with what Alyssa said, you know, you're with us. You're always a part of the April family. So use our phone numbers, our emails, our Facebook, you know where to find us.
Youth, don't forget, we still are going until tomorrow. So we'll see all the youth there tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific.
Perfect. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's a wrap. We will see you all next year. I hope y'all are not aggravated that we're going to give you a few extra minutes on your Friday. So I'm sorry. Anyway, bye until next year.